Hello. Today I'm going to be showing you a video that's an update to my tortoise's house. Needed to start reinforcing the insulation and all that because it's starting to get chilly at night here. He's a big Sulcata tortoise, about 100 pounds, and he is starting to slow down with the weather. Not eating very much, kind of sleeping more and all that. So this just shows what I've done to his house to make it stay warmer at night, more insulation, and a couple of heat sources and all that. So I hope you like it. Hope it's informative for you. Don't forget to check out my website, munciesmission.com. And also my GoFundMe campaign, which starts on November 1st. That will hopefully allow me to open my doors finally to rescue and take in research lab survivors. So please check that out November 1st. Okay, so the top of Herb's house is open here. And so there's two layers of insulation underneath this thin metallic insulation. There's the, I think it's 2-inch wide. That is R10 insulation. Anyway, so that's insulated really nicely, and then all inside the box is here too. That tape is because Herb goes in there and likes to kind of burrow into that, and he bites insulation and stuff, which isn't good. But once I put the tape there, it seems to help a lot. I made sure I didn't use bright tape, like red and yellow are his two favorite food colors, I think. So I think he would probably go to town eating it if it was red or yellow. So I put, so there's got the two layers all around, and then underneath this house there's the 2 inches of insulation, the rigid kind. So I got this door kind of closed down a little bit, and then I'm gonna be hanging this plastic flexible. I'll cut it into strips so that he can just push through it, and so I'll be putting that on. And I just have to put a little bit more insulation. There was a big gap in between this and where the roof comes down. So for one thing, I put thick layer of insulation there, and there is still just a little bit of a gap, so I'm just going to run some insulation on the top here, so when it comes down it should keep most of the air out. And then I have caulked most of the seams, but there's still a few more, like running down there, and then on this side. And then I'm going to be getting a heating pad for one of the walls back here. You can't put it on the floor because they could burn themselves. So and then the electric cord will go through there, so I will caulk around the cord once that goes in. And I think with all those things it will stay decently warm in the winter. I am not planning on having him spend the night out here when it is super cold, like snowing and all that. He will come in my house and where the floors are heated. So he will like that, I'm sure. Okay, so I set up a wireless thermometer out here. It will send the temperature info for the temperature into the house on my display in there every 3 minutes. And I can set alarms if I need to, if it gets too cold, and also shows the humidity on the inside, so I'll show you that when I go in. Okay, I believe I'm done for now, at least. Insulating Herb's house as good as I'm going to, I think. I put that door on, cut a few slits in it. If he's hesitant to go in, I can cut more slits, but I don't think that'll be a problem for him. He doesn't have any trouble bulldozing his way through things, especially if he can see the other side. And we'll see when he gets ready to go to bed tonight, which is probably before too long. I'll just keep an eye out here and see if he goes in without any trouble. Here's the base unit for the digital wireless thermometer I have. Oops. So that top number is sensor number 1. That's the one in Herb's house. Number 2, I'm just going to mount that outside my door. And at the bottom is inside this house. And then that last number, the 20%, is the humidity. Herb is doing a slow speed drive-by of that new plastic door to check it out. What are you doing, Herb? There's Herb. Turn my back for a minute. No, about 30 seconds. And he pushed through this door flaps to get in, so good for him. These are the base unit readings for about 10 o'clock at night on the first day I had the thermometer out. Still 76 inside his house. So that's pretty good. I'll just see how it does overnight. The weather has taken a turn for the cold the last day or two. Need to do something more for Herb. So I did order his heat mat, but just yesterday, and he needs it like today. So I'm gonna go into town, pet store for reptiles. So I'm gonna go visit that and get an additional one. So I'll have 2 when the other one comes. And then I'm gonna put more reinforcement on his plastic door. So I have some more of this pool liner that I found. I'm cleaning up, and I cut to make 2 more layers on his door. So I'll put that up, put like 1 or 2 cuts in it, alternating from what is there already to just keep more draft out. This is the big heater I just come in the mail for Herb. So I'll put that up today. Now that's a heater. That's hard plastic, heavy duty, and it's got holes to hang it on the wall in his house, and so I think that's gonna work great. Okay, I mounted my new heater, Herb's new heating mat, and got the cord up out of his reach. It goes through that little hole, and then over to my extension cord. So I have it heating up now to see how warm it'll get in there. And I put the flaps down, and I'm hoping he will go through them this time. It's a good test because by tomorrow night it'll probably be in the 30s. And I want to make sure that he will go in, because 2 nights ago we had a big issue. I had put those additional flaps on thinking he was just going to barrel through them, no problem, but he didn't, and I was working, so when I came home He should have been in there because it was almost dusk. But instead he was out under a tree, pretty much asleep already. And I really wanted him to go into the house because it was going to be a little chilly. And I tried and I tried and I tried to wake him up enough and get him to move to come into his house, but he just wouldn't do it. Once he thinks he's time for bed, there is no budging him. So what I did was I took the small little heating mat that I haven't shown you yet, that I just got quickly at the pet shop. I just put that little heating mat up against him, and then I covered the heating mat and him with a big comforter so it would stay against him, because that's a type that can be in contact with them. And it has an automatic shut off. Not that I would ever do that again, but I was a little scared that he was going to get too cold. So as a precaution, I put the little that little wireless digital thermometer. I put that up against him also underneath the comforter. And so I monitored that throughout the night. I have the base set in the house, and I just take that to bed with me. It just it reads all the time, like every 3 minutes. It'll have a new reading. So I just checked that like a bunch of times during the night to make sure it wasn't either too hot or too cold. And it was perfect. It was like 77 degrees all night long. And he stayed there underneath the comforter until late morning, and then he moved off. Last night it was horrible out. It was raining, blowing, thunder, lightning, absolutely horrible. Thank God he went in last night. By the time I got home from work, he was in here because I had tacked up the new white flap, so all he had was the clear again. I'm heating up that big heater right now just to make sure it works good. So an update on Herb's heated house. I've been pretty happy with it. Usually it'll stay high 60s throughout the night with the 2 heating mats on, and it's been in the 30s at night. So I figure if it gets, up into the 40s, I would just have one on. And then if it dips down into the 20s, that's when I would bring them into the house. So it seems to be working pretty well. Right now it's about 8 o'clock at night, and it is 80 degrees in his house. So I'm pretty happy with that.